I'm Dylan.
I'm Camille.
And I'm Jordan.
This episode is going to be fun, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be really nice.
Yes.
Because we're talking about a film I hadn't seen since I was like 14, I think, was the last time I watched this movie.
A young buck.
I was a young man, but
Yes.
a boy. But yeah,
Me too.
we're talking about From Dusk Till Dawn.
Fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I didn't, out of all the things that I did in preparation for this show, I didn't write an intro, so I'm going to wing it.
Oh my. Okay, no pressure, but don't suck. Okay, go.
This week on Black Hat Horror, we're talking about the Robert Rodriguez vehicle From Dusk Till Dawn. Written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Supposedly, this was the first paid writing credit that Quentin Tarantino received. Not sure how true that is. It's floating around on the internet. Who knows? But supposedly, he made $1,500 for writing this and got to quit his video clerk gig, which I didn't know that he had that job, but I did know that he had that job. So this film essentially just feels like you are watching a bank rob, or like a bank robber movie, and then they're like, hey, there's vampires, and they're wonderful vampires, and it's essentially a horror family drama.
Okay.
And I'm here
All
for
right.
it.
Okay.
So
That's it. That and then the end, and then that's your intro?
are you telling me? It feels like you're telling me it's the end of the intro. And you know what? Yes, it is.
So now's the new segment when we give you notes on your
I know.
on your intro.
And
Let's hear
No. What? Yeah, it was great. Off the cuff. Little bit of a summary.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of intros are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And good job, Jordan. Your turn.
All right. So this segment is me giving notes on Camille about her note giving.
Perfect.
I thought that it was a little, let's just say, vague.
Okay.
Not very like. When we give notes, we like to do what's a critique sandwich. You do what's positive, what's negative, and what's positive.
Right.
And this was just kind of like, it was good, but So
It was less of a sandwich, more of like a potato salad, maybe.
But you love potato salad.
I do.
Okay, and I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate the feedback.
So this is the new segment where we just all appreciate each other.
Yep.
All right.
End of podcast. There we go.
No, there's like so much more.
Oh, okay.
There's so much
Got
more.
it. Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Another fun thing about the whole writing the script process is when I write and then Camille goes in and either corrects or adds things to it. And I haven't looked at it yet until now. So, yeah. But the top I already said.
Yep.
The top I already said.
Yep.
One of my favorite quotes that I came across from doing research about this movie is Juliette Lewis's quote, acting is lying. And she just went on a whole spiel about how she's not one of those actresses that like, I want to get in the headspace of like, you know, being in hell for 2 hours or whatever. She's like, that shit sucks. I'm going to lie. And there's a million ways to lie. And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And she kills it. She does a very good job of lying and acting.
That's true. I also think that's really funny because I think at least her dad, I don't know about both of her parents, but at least her dad was an actor. So
That's fine.
kind of telling or not. I don't know. Who knows? I don't really know Juliette Lewis. Did you pick this movie, Dylan?
I did.
Why'd you pick this movie?
I picked this movie because it's fucking dope.
Mm-hmm.
And we just did Predator.
Right.
So I thought it'd be fun to pick a movie that is keeping with the action
Okay.
of the movie we just watched and then
Sure.
going back into
Horror. Kind of bringing us on back.
Yeah. And I just came up with that now. That's a lie. That's acting. I just picked it because I liked it. It's a really fun movie. I hadn't seen it in a while, and then when I was setting up all the movies and stuff like that, because we just got a bunch of new ones,
Yeah.
I saw it with my eyeballs, and I was like, fucking From Dusk Till Dawn.
Nice.
Let's watch that for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's why I picked it. And I'm glad I did, because George Clooney is the GOAT, and Quentin Tarantino, essentially what I feel like is like loosely playing himself, is amazing.
He's 100% playing himself, if I had to guess.
I don't know that he's ever murdered, but he's also a Hollywood director and producer.
Yeah, at this point in his career, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I hope not. That's hearsay, and I did not actually say that.
Do you think that? Oh wow, some big dick energy going on outside.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is like a clause in his contract with his actresses that they have to, like, he has to get what is it called?
A foot shot?
Not a foot shot, because that's yes, but like I feel like he has like sculptures.
Oh, like a mold?
A mold
of their
foot.
feet?
Yeah.
Whew, I don't know. No, I don't, because I don't think that would fly anymore, but maybe at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
he's
know.
got Uma Thurman's feet like plaster
gosh.
casted like above his headboard. On his
Yeah.
bed.
I guess you're right. I really hadn't thought about that. There are so many feet, lady feet in his films, which again, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. I don't care if you like feet. I just think that Quentin Tarantino's creepy
Yeah.
in general.
Do you guys think it's kind of funny that I don't want to get too far ahead, but what happens to him in the film, you know?
Right.
And his appearance, how ironically it looks like what he looks like today.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I was looking at it and I was like, did they just old him up? That's
Yeah.
what it
Just
looks like.
They
called it.
Yeah.
You know, he also reminded me of the tall man from Phantasm when he was in that makeup too. But the tall man has
yeah.
like long-ish gross hair.
Yeah.
And this he doesn't. But you know, it sort of reminded me just like his head shape and stuff.
Yeah,
thought
I
that
could
was really
definitely
cool.
see that.
He's got a very distinct cranium.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's a special boy. That
Yeah.
one.
But he makes some damn good movies. I mean, like, all of that aside, like, if you just look at like the work that he's done, it's awesome. But yeah, once you like start to peel the onion that is Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that is true. I think Onion is. I think we're giving him a lot of credit. But I do.
Yeah, it's more like if you just peel the sock off. That's more what it is.
It might be crunchy, but it'll come off.
Lay's potato chip tube sock.
There's more than just cut scenes on the cutting room floor while he's doing editing. You know what I'm saying?
Gross, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I do. There are a lot of his films that I love. But I also just think he is incredibly pretentious and sort of a creep. But I don't know him personally, so that's, obviously I can't say what he's like in real life. IRL, but that's just the impression I get.
Yeah.
I think he's pretentious too, but I haven't seen anything like when it comes to his movies. I don't think I've seen one bad enough to be like, all right, come on, dude. Like,
Right.
You don't always make winners because there's a lot of pretentious directors.
Where they don't.
Like, I'll say,
For
Christopher Nolan, a lot of his films, he's a pretentious douche, and a lot of his films, I could take or leave. I don't really care about. I keep watching them, and I'm just like, this is boring.
When is this gonna get better?
Getting worse.
But with Tarantino,
Worse.
the ones that I didn't like before,
Yeah.
I like them now.
Yeah.
After like some time, maybe they're not again. Like I recently watched Django Unchained and Hateful Eight, and there's a lot of liberties he takes whenever he writes about those kinds of times.
Weird.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Weird.
I mean, he's always had a proliferation for the N-word kind of thing. Let's go back to Pulp Fiction and stuff. So,
Right.
some of his scripts maybe
are questionable.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still the movies themselves, though. Take that part out, still pretty good.
Yeah. They're. I mean, that is like one thing that I wonder about, which we should talk about the movie at some point. But it's like when you think about all the people that have gotten canceled,
Right?
You're like, really? Not Quentin Tarantino though. So like either he is actually truly squeaky clean somehow, or maybe things just never make it to light. I don't know.
Yeah, you would think that would have happened when his last movie came out, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like
I haven't watched that one yet.
I haven't watched it either, but just saying, like, with that being a new movie, people would have been like, oh yeah, this dude exists and he's a weirdo, we should definitely investigate
call
him
out. Yeah. It is odd. They so we try to do research for the movie. I watched that. I didn't actually finish it because I didn't really understand the point of it, and also Torso, our cat, laid on the remote and turned off the documentary. And I don't mean that like porn. I know that sometimes we will call, and when I say we, I mean everybody who's a human being, will call porn documentaries.
Yeah.
But no, it was the actual documentary on the DVD.
It was
what was it called? Like
Full Tilt Boogie.
Yeah.
Full Tilt Boogie. Okay. Don't really know what the point of that thing was. Didn't really feel like a behind the scenes making of sort of film to me, so much as just ask everybody what they do and how much money they make doing it, and what their career aspirations are, and who they want to make out with on set, and who's boning who. And also let's talk about how they didn't use union actors. I don't know. Whatever. Which is important, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, when he was asked about love interests on the set, did you watch this at all, Jordan?
No, because I didn't know it was a documentary about the making of the film.
Right.
Because it's always like every DVD is like also includes Full Tilt Boogie, and you look at it and I'm like, oh, it just must be like another action movie that I don't care about.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm not here to watch that. I'm here to watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
It has a really funny intro, which is like George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino getting into their Seth and Richie Gecko persona, and then trying to find the set, and just walking through this building and being hilarious and super mean to like two dudes and super nice to a lady, and all three of them asked for autographs, and they just like were super rude to the dudes and were really nice to the girl. And
really nice.
Really, really funny. But then everyone else who's on set is trying to find them and being like, where the fuck is Quentin and George? We got to shoot this fucking movie. And the way that segment ends is them walking out of a door, and it's like the scene where they walk out of the gas station and it explodes. It was a very fun way to end the intro.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But when they're talking to some like assistants and people that do other things on set that have other jobs, and they're talking about who's making out with who and who's gonna bone who and blah blah blah, and what do they know about so and so's sex life or whatever. And so they ask Quentin Tarantino when he comes around, and he's all like, oh, I just a gentleman and blah blah blah, and he just like talks up what a good guy he is. He's like, I mean, you know, when Bruce Willis was making Pulp Fiction with me, he told me that I could have every girl on set if I wanted, but I'm not that kind of guy. And I mean, unless like
He might just be a weird nerd.
Honestly, that's the vibe that you get though, which this isn't what this show is. Sorry, that's what it turned into. Quentin Tarantino is a weird guy.
Yeah.
The end. No. But that is the vibe that you get. Like, he's just like, oh, buddy, do you just feel weird right now and you don't know what to say, so you're just mouth vomiting? Like, that's kind of what I get from it. But then I realized I wasn't going to really get anything about how this movie was made.
Right.
So I turned it off. Much like this conversation up until now. So let's get into it.
All right.
All right.
So, directed by Robert Rodriguez, the screenplay was by Quentin Tarantino, and the story was Robert Kirkman, and I guess he wrote it first,
Right.
and then gave it to Quentin Tarantino to freshen up a bit, make
Flesh
it
it out. Make it
yeah.
an actual script because it was only 20 pages.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he did, and he made a fucking killer movie, which is awesome. But Robert Kurtzman, isn't he from, is it K&B, the special effects team that also worked on the film?
You were correct.
Nice.
Yes.
Is he the one with the cool hair?
Well, at one point they all had cool hair,
Right.
to be honest. But no, that is B. That's Berger. Greg Berger, I believe is his name. Also, no, sorry, that's Greg Nicotero. Yeah, Berger, whatever his first name is.
Cheese.
You'll see it later on. Oh, that sounds good. You'll see it later on in the notes what his name is about special effects.
Gotcha.
But if you're talking about the mullet guy,
That's not who I was talking about. I was talking about the guy with the long blonde hair.
Greg Nicotero.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who, just so you guys know, Quentin Tarantino's assistant wanted a bone.
Okay.
Thought he was hot.
She also was
Hot
a mess.
take.
Like
she
and I don't even know if it's because she's Quentin Tarantino's assistant.
They both seemed to feed off each other a little bit.
Like they fed off each other's energy, but they were both chaotic people.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. Not what you wanted an assistant, I feel like. I mean, she's doing her thing. I hope she's doing well wherever she is, but if my assistant, if I ever had to have an assistant and it was someone like that, it'd be like, you are me, and there can't be two of us. You have to be better at this than I am, which is why you're the assistant. But George Clooney's assistant, which is rolling around in a BMW, just talking about how she just like goes to the grocery store. She's like smoking cigarettes, driving a BMW, and it's just like, yeah, I just screen calls for people that George doesn't want to talk to, and I just tell them that he's too busy.
Yeah.
And I get all the perks. It's pretty tight.
This was the very behind the scenes, super important, like, information that we needed.
Yeah.
Pretty hilarious. Also, she did also say, because I guess the person making the film was like, is that part of why you're driving a BMW? And she was like, well, George makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I benefit from it.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? The honesty.
It's pretty tight.
It. Refreshing.
Fun. So before speaking of George Clooney, before he was cast, there was a ton of actors that were considered for the role of Seth Gecko. Antonio Banderas, Steve Buscemi, which would have been fucking cool. Maybe not the same, but Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, John Travolta, Christopher Walken, Jeff Goldblum, James Woods, and Robert De Niro. All of them ended up passing on it just due to schedule conflicts, whatever. The only one that didn't want it at all was Travolta. He was like, "Nah, I'm good on this. Vampires are whack. I'll do Pulp Fiction though."
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
If they were aliens, I could get involved with it, but
Right, yeah, it was like he just didn't know vampires.
No, he's got a hard line on vampires.
Huh. Not a hard line on putting pee-pee in his mouth, though, apparently.
Oh.
That's a blind item.
What's?
It's been in the blind items for a long time, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is the blind items just things that everyone knows but doesn't talk about?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yes. Hollywood blind items?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, things that are rumored to be true, that are probably true.
Oh, okay.
But also that maybe he did have a boyfriend back in the day who is no longer alive, that maybe was unalived.
Oh.
By possible Hollywood.
Huh. Is that because
JT?
What was that really, really bad movie that he made after he got into Scientology?
I don't know.
The
They redid
one?
Hairspray.
No, like the alien one where like all the makeup was really bad and everybody had dreads.
Oh, Battlefield Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That movie came out and Hollywood punished him by killing his boyfriend.
Oh.
No, it would have been the Scientologist that would have killed him.
Yeah.
I
think it's more Scientology.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Yeah. Blind items. Whoop.
The line "No thanks, I already have a wife."
Yes.
Right before he kills what is her name?
Selma Hayek.
Right, but her cool vampire name.
Incandescent.
Satanico Pandemonium.
Yes.
Oh.
Satanica Pandemonium.
Yes.
Yeah.
When she was like, "I will make you my slave," and then he's like, "No thanks, I already have a wife." Impromptu line that George Clooney threw in. Robert Rodriguez never intended for it to be in the final cut, but after the studio included it in a trailer, he had to do it. He's like, "Cool, I guess we're doing this."
Guess we're gonna do a one-liner here.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird to draw the line there with all the other
One-liners.
the other like choices that he made, like.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like the beauty of like both Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino is their writing is purposefully like
Gimmicky.
cliche.
Yeah.
Like that's why like the grindhouse stuff works for them because it's like here's all the stupid stuff from like 70s and 80s movies.
Yeah.
And like let's just put them on full blast, and that's what this movie does. So it's like to not have the one-liner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you had Cheech Marin have a whole monologue about different kinds of vagine within the
Goodness.
And
Oh
play
my gosh.
3 different characters.
I know.
And I was telling Jordan this before the show.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this or not.
I don't know.
So the first time we see Cheech Marin,
Yes.
he is a customs guy,
Officer.
Border Patrol
Uh-huh.
dude, and his badge says Oscar Marin. It's his dad's name because his dad was a police officer or customs agent, so he played his dad.
That's so sweet. You
And
think
he-
his dad would have been pervy about Juliette Lewis in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he was that pervy about it. It was more like suspicion, and then I don't know.
There was like a
Takes a little too long to
there
close
was
that
a
door.
There's just like a slight perviness, just like a hey.
Like when you're
Okay, bye.
when you're closing a bathroom door when a girl is in it, and she sees one eyeball for like 5 seconds as you close the door. You're trying to catch a peek.
Yeah.
Trying to peek the beanie.
It was like a little bit, but I mean, whatever. I looked it up.
I guess it's just a little overshadowed by Tarantino's
Right.
Which
perviness.
I don't know if anybody else did this for their own brain, but I did look up how old Juliette Lewis was during this film, the making of this film.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know about when it. Well, so it came out in '96, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when they started filming it, but either way, at the time she was 23, so
Gotcha. Okay.
still she was young.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
Yeah. So, Selma, how do you say her last name?
Hayek.
Hayek. Okay. Apparently, huge phobia of snakes
Yes.
to the point where she had to go see a therapist for like 2 months prior to shooting the scene with the snake.
Okay.
And then this is a quote from her: "To have to put on a bikini and dance with a snake that's 11 feet long and make it organic, I went to the extent that I created a relationship with that snake. I mean, in my mind, it had to have had meaning so I could go into a trance. I had to go to hypnosis. It was months of preparation for that one dance." So she
Dang.
hypnotized herself essentially
Oh my goodness.
to be able to do it. Said it was the hardest scene she's ever filmed.
Man alive.
And there was no choreograph for the scene. Robert Rodriguez was just feel the music.
And she was like, okay, the snake weighs like 50
Pounds.
pounds.
Yeah.
Like at least.
Yeah.
You just feel the music. How about that? How about you get up here? Oh my gosh.
But the music in that scene is the same music that Robert Rodriguez used for Jessica Alba's dance scene in Sin City in 2005.
Oh, okay. I did not realize, did not put 2 and 2 together there, that was also Robert Rodriguez. Cool.
He
I
likes
also haven't
to
seen that
have
movie.
pretty ladies dance to the same song, I guess.
Yeah. That's
It's my pretty lady dance song.
It's my pretty lady dance song. Get Quentin in here. We'll put some feet in his mouth.
Green blood was used for the vampires to get the movie past censors, which is fun because there's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why? But what's the difference? Why would vampires need to have green blood and make that happen rather than all of the humans that have been maimed and disembodied?
I think it probably has more to do with the amount of blood. So not necessarily that it was human versus vampire, more than likely. Like that's what they did with Evil Dead as well. Like they had to change a lot of the color of the blood.
Because it's like spurty.
Right.
Yeah.
And because there's so much of it. And then in Ireland, it was actually completely banned altogether until 2004.
Because it's unlucky.
No, I will not. No, I will not say yes.
Did you know that Lucky Charms now turns your milk green?
Really?
Yeah.
Fun.
Correlation? I'm seeing a correlation here.
Oh, you know what? Probably so. What's
Vampires.
happening? Vampires making our cereal.
Yep.
Well, I hope they're getting a living wage, and that their living conditions are good. Their working conditions in the cereal factories.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you care about the vampire working conditions?
I care about everybody's working conditions.
You don't have to care about the vampire ones. You're
Yeah.
very sweet in that you care about everyone and people that don't deserve it.
Oh,
but I will say, vampires, you don't have to care for.
Well, not every vampire chose to be a vampire. You know this.
None of them do.
Yeah.
Not a single vampire does.
Unless you do. We've had this conversation.
Because I would.
Recently.
Right.
Yes, you would. Would you choose to be a vampire?
Yes.
Okay.
So fast.
Wow.
Same. That's what I was like, absolutely.
Are you kidding
yes.
me?
I was chomping at the bits to answer
I
the
would
question.
never have to do anything like this. Like not this, but like
Wow. Okay.
I wouldn't have to do this stupid fucking show anymore. Wouldn't ever have to come to your house.
no, it'd just be like I would never have to do like normal stuff ever again. It's just
Right.
like, getting a job and all that stuff meaningless because I can just be a creature of the night, and if I want a fancy house, I'll just go eat the people that are living in it.
Well, I mean, there's more to it than that. You have to have money to pay the mortgage still, so they don't.
Who's going to come get your house?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I just take their stuff, and whenever I'm done with it, I just move on to the next one.
Okay.
And then when someone comes to repossess your house and they're like, hello, and they
Yeah.
come into your house and they're like, we're taking your house now. And then you're just like, no,
Yeah,
you're
try
not. I'm a
What is
million
it?
years old.
Try
I'm
it.
going to eat you.
It sounds like a nice old lady that's coming to repossess your home.
Well, then she gets eaten.
Hello, it's just me.
That make it easier.
I'm just gonna come repossess your house by myself, or just real quick, like. Hope you have a nice day after that.
I walked in your house. Oh, I shut the door. I locked it. Legally mine. That's my house now.
But
And then you rip her throat out.
Yeah, you would kill her.
Slowly.
Now it's your house again.
I always make fun of Dylan for, if he ever got power, he'd be evil. But I also know that if I ever had power, I would be evil
Yeah.
too. Like,
I mean, God, the two of you. If the two of you had power, I mean, luckily I have a lovely personality, so I think you would keep me
I guess
around.
we have
Yeah.
bad personalities.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
No,
I'd keep you around for sure.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know. You're kind of crossing lines now. You better be careful.
Oh my God.
You just wait.
I need an escape plan. I need an exit plan.
Yeah.
I need to make an exit plan.
She's gonna be the one that betrays us.
I
dude.
know.
No.
I feel like it'd go in waves. I'd initially be like, I would have like a Castle Grayskull immediately,
Sure.
and then I would just rain terror down for like 100 years.
That's so many years, but I guess not if you're undead.
Right.
Right.
Just a
But then
blink of an
after that, I'd be like, all right,
Well, this
continue.
I'm a benevolent god.
Yeah. I giveth and I taketh away. I
there-
just tooketh away first.
you had to get it out of your system. You were sowing your wild oats, as it were.
Yeah.
I've listened. Actually, finished. I don't know if there are going to be any more of this book series because I love Cozy Cottage mysteries. I don't know if
I thought you were
anybody
gonna say
else.
the Anne Rice books, and I was like, yeah,
Oh, God, we can't even get on that.
No, don't. Let's not go there. I already know what you're talking about, and Why? Let's not be mean. So, no, Cozy Cottage Mysteries. What is it? It's the Vampire Knitting Club. They're just fun. You know, just
They are.
fun books. Listen to them as audiobooks. And lots of responsibilities yet as a vampire, it seems. And Wraith, oh my gosh, as that vampire that is, I don't want to give away too much just in case anybody reads it. But the vampire Wraith in the book that's already a spoiler. I should just shut up about this book series, but it's really good.
It is.
And he
There's
has
like
a lot of
9 of them, right?
responsibilities, and he's more of a benevolent sort of, I don't want to say overlord, but it's just because they're British. So he might be a lord, technically. Check it out. It's not like this movie at all.
No, it's
At
no,
all.
it's not.
It's very fun. How did we even get here? Okay, so we were talking about, let's backtrack.
Well, hold on. Can we talk about Sex Machine's dick gun, though?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Let's just go back. Let's just go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because the whole movie essentially is the Gecko Boys trying to go to Mexico.
Right.
They go to a gross hotel, and Quentin Tarantino's character,
Is bad.
Richie,
He's got some problems.
murder assaults an old lady.
Rape assaults.
Right. They got to get the fuck out of there.
No warning.
Right.
Just straight in with the rape. Sorry about that.
Right. So they're like, yo, we gotta go. And they steal the Fuller family RV. With the family, they go to Mexico. There's this very sweet bonding between everyone except for Richie, because he's fucking gross and weird.
Right.
And also, I guess, like, hallucinates, which is fun. And then they go to the Titty Twister in Mexico after running into Cheech Marin, and then they run into him again.
Yep.
Where he just says, vagina a bajillion times.
Well, his name is Chet Pussy.
Okay.
That's his name?
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good name.
Okay.
Also, the way he says it is very iconic.
Pussy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
It
lot
was-
of emphasis on different parts of that word.
Yeah.
It makes it very, like, every version of it sounds very appealing. It's like a Starbucks menu board. I'm down for all of it.
All of it, though? Because,
Yeah.
like, yeah?
Yeah, I remember most
Even
of
the
it.
dog? And
Okay,
the
maybe not
cat
all of it.
And the whatever?
There are some ending points that I could.
Because you guys have
Smelly
come...
pussy.
That part I
Dog
like.
pussy. All of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have you have been notorious haters of furries, so I just wanted to
Whoa.
and you've
I don't know about that per se. We've been questionative and
did you say questionative?
Yeah.
Questionative.
yeah.
There's a lot of questions that we don't have answers to.
So
It's not hate. It's just mostly fear. I don't know.
Yeah. My biggest beef with the furry concept is the fact that I can't look up how to make certain costumes for horror movies
sure.
without getting
Beans.
into a furry community on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I don't want it. Can I just find out how to make an owl mask that I attach human teeth to on the inside? That's all
Right.
I want.
Yeah.
That's all I
For
want.
A movie.
Anyway.
A documentary.
Okay. Anyway, so the Fuller family and the Gecko Squad go to Titty Twisters. That's where we meet a whole gaggle of fun people.
Ooh.
Sex Machine with a penis gun, played by Tom Savini, who based that whole character on essentially taking Blade from Dawn of the Dead, the character he played,
Yeah.
and bringing it into this universe, so much so that he's wearing the same exact thing that he was wearing in Dawn of the Dead, except for this time, it's got a cock gun, and it's awesome.
Cock gun.
And a whip instead of blades. He's got a whip and a penis gun.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Which you might be getting to this. So if so, sorry for jumping ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Get off my back about it. Okay.
Okay.
But
Okie doke.
so the cock gun thing though,
Yeah.
that is a throwback to another movie, I think, right? Is this something
I don't know.
that we are in the know of?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just thought it was cool.
Austin Powers has the lady robots that have machine gun titties.
Yeah, the fembots.
Yeah.
That was after.
That was after. I think it's a throwback to a Robert Rodriguez film.
Oh, it's probably. I mean, if it has any kind of relation, it has to be kind of a nod to, like, the Desperado, the Mariachi trilogy, because I never saw the first one, El Mariachi, with Antonio Banderas, but I've seen Desperado, and the whole thing about Desperado is his character has this guitar case, and inside his guitar case is a bunch of guns. It's like it's a secret thing with a bunch of guns in it.
Yes.
And then the other members of his band all have different, like, instrument
Secret
cases,
guns.
and their cases do different things. Like, one has, like, a rocket launcher in it, so he, like, takes this crazy pose and it shoots a rocket out of this, like, guitar case, and it's rad. And the other guy has two, and they're like miniguns, and so he's just holding these cases, and they're just like dun, 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 dun.
That's
This
so
is
fun.
amazing.
Yeah, so
I want one of those.
Yeah. That's
just
great.
for hanging out on a Tuesday, you know.
Oh, okay. But yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Okay.
But maybe that sounds like it could be a throwback.
it sounds
to
like it's
that.
kind of connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know how he controls it, though, because I didn't see him do anything with his hands. It
Cock
seemed like it was.
push-ups.
Yeah, I was like, it's
Yeah.
either his brain power, because he, like, looks at it and then it's like, whoosh,
Yeah.
and then he looks at it again and it pops up,
Right.
or it really is just like he's like pushing it with his dick. I don't.
He's working his kegels.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I'm sure it is, right, is
That is his dick.
your first like skirt opens the door, right?
Is that with your penis, or for people? Because remember, this is also a podcast. So
when as a boy,
okay,
when you
as a human with a penis,
Mhm.
yeah,
when you just do a little push up with your pee-pee,
okay,
maybe hits a little button, flap comes down. Then when you squeeze your butt cheeks together, maybe it comes back up. You know what I mean?
So do you think there's a mechanism, like kind of like a thong sort of mechanism,
Yeah.
that goes back into your butt cheeks?
Mhm.
He could have a Prince Albert too, that like it chained it in there, so it's like more.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true. Or Jacob's ladder, because those are
Thanks
those.
for reminding me about those.
Yep, those are they're like little ladders of like bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those? Bell bars? Is that what they're called?
Barbells?
Barbells.
Sin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It seems so weird. I haven't talked about those in forever. It just
Yeah.
the word feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Nothing
Jacob's
weird
ladder.
about Jacob ladders. Those are totally normal.
It's just you're just gonna put a bunch of those along the shaft of your penis, and so maybe they do a Jacob's ladder, and they like run a nylon cord of some sort. I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't hurt your dick.
We're getting
as
really
much.
in this. We're getting
Well,
really
I
in
don't
it.
know.
I mean,
Like,
why not?
yeah.
You know.
why would it matter? You've already Jacob's laddered yourself. Who cares about the pain anymore?
Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
I don't know.
I mean, that probably goes away. But yeah. Sex machine.
After that, we have Frost, which is played by Fred Williamson. And
Yeah.
he has 3 rules when it comes to Hollywood, being in movies.
Yeah.
Has to always win the fight, never dies, always gets the girl at the end. And in this movie, he broke the code because he died and did not get the girl. But he couldn't get movies back in the day that allowed that sort of thing to happen. So he made his own company called Po' Boy, and then just like made a bunch of fucking dope films that are all essentially like budget films. Like he was all about making money and not spending money, so he did everything as cheap as he could.
Mm-hmm.
His first film he did for like $75,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So like pretty dope.
Yeah.
But then, everyone else there's I mean a shitload of people there. So, but those two dudes, Sex Machine and Frost, carry on towards the end of the movie. But yeah, we're hanging out at Titty Toasters with the gang, and then vamps show up. Everybody turns into vampires. All hell breaks loose. Everybody dies with the, like, at the end, everyone's dead except for Seth and Catherine. But there's so much action, awesome explosions and blood. It's wild.
All the explosions and all the blood. Oh, I remember. Okay, so the blood is what brought me back to this. Just so you guys know. Okay, because we were talking about the green blood and why they did it that way. And that it was banned in Ireland. And there is, oh my gosh, I can't remember. I have a quote in our notes here that I cannot see, unfortunately. Seamus something. I just remembered his first name because that's such a fun name. But essentially, they thought that it was super gratuitous violence and that there was no need for that excess. And so they banned it in 96 till 2004. Some people believe it's because there were 2 massacres that occurred that year in 1996. One
like in Ireland?
One in Ireland and one in Australia.
Gotcha.
And one was at a school, and I can't remember if the other one was or not.
Yikes.
But I have that down. And
You what?
have that in the notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
that's kind of what they thought. But then they, maybe they were like, oh, bad stuff keeps happening. Guess it wasn't the movie.
Right.
So we'll lift the ban.
Yeah. Weird how movies don't really have anything to do with what people do on a daily basis.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
It is. Well, let's take a quick break. You can find that note.
Yay, thank you.
And we'll be right back to talk more about this wonderful, splendid movie.
We got a bunch of fucking vampires out there trying to get in here and suck our fucking blood. And that's it, plain and simple. And I don't want to hear anything about I don't believe in vampires. Because I don't fucking believe in vampires. But I believe in my own 2 eyes. And what I saw is fucking vampires. Now, do we all agree that what we are dealing with is vampires?
Yes.
You too, preacher?
I don't believe in vampires, but I believe in what I saw.
Good for you. All right, now that we all agree that we're dealing with vampires, what do we know about vampires? Crosses hurt vampires. Do we have a cross?
In the motor home.
In other words, no.
Wait a second. I mean, just look around. We got crosses all over the place. All you gotta do is put 2 sticks together. You got a cross.
Yeah, he's right. Peter Cushing does that all the time.
Okay, I'll buy that. So we got crosses covered. What else?
Wooden stakes in the heart been working pretty good so far. And garlic, sunlight, holy water. I'm not sure. Doesn't silver have something to do with vampires?
That's werewolves.
I know silver bullets are werewolves, but I'm sure silver has something to do with vampires.
Well, does anybody have any silver? Okay, then who cares?
And we're back.
Hi.
We're back from the break.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Cool.
Hold on. Let me just see this. Yeah, we're doing good. So
Excuse me.
we're gonna talk about
I had to burp. I'm sorry.
we were gonna talk about special effects, but here's the thing, guys. We're going to still do that. But we've talked about special effects a bunch. And there's not really a whole lot of new stuff to talk about in this movie. If you just check out how the Deadites were done, it's the same thing, essentially.
Well, it's different than specifically the Deadites, but
Right.
as far as the same premise,
Yeah.
as far as there are prosthetics in use, there are different other types of mechanisms in use. It's, it's
Yeah.
practical special effects for movies, which we all love. I think we can agree. But to deep dive on each special effect that they did in this film, would take a long time because
Right.
this movie is pretty special effects driven.
Mhm.
It's pretty practical effects driven, I will say, because of the fact that there are vampires everywhere.
I love the fun, bad CGI melt stuff. Like, that's pretty fun.
Yes.
So, Camille,
Yes.
what was your favorite vampire?
Oh man, that's hard. I don't know that I had a favorite per se. I do like that there was a lot of representation among vampire body types
Yeah.
in this film.
Okay.
They weren't all super skinny hot vampire ladies.
Right.
There were some big girls. There were some chonky dudes. There were some tiny kings. There were some lizard ladies. There were some old hag types. There were some old hag types with a belly button that turned into a mouth.
Yeah.
That is fun. That's probably got. I mean, obviously, that one was probably the most fun because that's like added element of surprise. Like, not
Right.
only am I gonna be like on your face, but also like get on my belly.
It has
Belly
the
had
cheerleader
teeth.
effect situation too, right? Like,
Yeah.
You know the cheerleader effect where when a group of women are together, they're perceived as all being more attractive because there's a group of them.
Mm-hmm.
So in that scene particularly, there's 4 vampire ladies, and like the 2 that are kind of in the middle are like the more like naked booby,
Right, like the more classically
Yeah, the-
considered classical beauty of sorts, or
Well,
yeah.
I would say compared to the like monster lady next to her,
Right.
like, attractive wise, personally, I don't find the haggish one that attractive because she looks like a monster.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, right.
Just my opinion. I know
Yeah.
there's
Sure.
people out there.
Sure.
They might see tummy mouth and
That's
know,
their go-to.
full salute on that one.
Right. More holes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Ew.
fun. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We're all adults here. It's okay. More adults.
Yeah.
That was
but
a big mouth, is all I'm saying. If you're packing that much heat,
Well, so
you
you
gotta
know,
find a woman that can do that.
well, but maybe it's not about putting a bunch of things and just another one, another
I
hole.
was more thinking of like myself in that situation.
I know,
was
man.
like, I wouldn't want to have had that happen to me. Like,
Sure, you don't want to pick. Okay, I know. Sorry. Sorry.
Wait, hold on. Are you gonna
Sorry.
pick your favorite vampire?
Her. I guess it's her. I guess the mouth one, the belly mouth one, is my favorite one.
Okay.
Because again, representation. I think it's important. There are lots of different kinds of body types, and I'm glad that we are getting to see them, all of them.
Yeah.
B, the fact that there's a lot to explore there, and there are a lot of opportunities for her.
Body is a wonderland.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, Jordan, come on.
Complete with a pool.
All right, I'm not trying to convince you. That's not what this is. But like, okay, what about for the people who like Vore? Like, okay.
I knew this was gonna come up.
Mouth belly vampire, hot or not? Yes or no?
I literally was just like, it was already earlier. I was just like, I feel like the word "vore" is going to enter the conversation.
Oh yeah, baby. Of course it is. Also, it's karma on me for talking shit on that like not documentary that, to begin with, when I was like, all they talked about is who wanted to make out with who, and here we are.
Yeah. So far we've talked about how Quentin Tarantino wants to suck toes, saggy booby vampires.
Right.
All the different ways that you could buy pussy. You buy one, get one for a penny. We it's been a whole smorgasbord of.
There's hopefully some more benefits to being that person with that particular pussy that's only getting paid a penny.
Yeah, she's getting to eat somebody.
Yeah, she's a vampire.
Yeah,
They're all vampires.
That's true. Hot meal, room and board, probably that whole deal.
Did you say room and vore?
I didn't. That was just your ears. You just wanted to hear the word Vore again. You pervert. No, but for reals, like if you're into Vore, this person would be like your pick. Like Bumble would say
Vore to someone who like I know what it is.
Do you?
But like for
are
the
you sure?
audience who I'm acting. Who, for the people that don't know,
Right.
what is Vore?
So Vore is essentially when you have I don't want to use the word fetish and I don't want to use the word kink interchangeably because I know that's like a big no-no, but you have a keen interest, we'll say, in
Is this about fucking wounds?
no.
Okay.
No. So you don't know what Vore is. Okay. You're such a good actor.
No, it's just
Oh
for
my
the
gosh.
people.
Right. So Vore is when you like to envision yourself as a teeny tiny person, like you're just a little peon.
Oh, and then
and then this big, powerful person, normally women, come along and they're like, oh, look at all these teeny tiny people. I think I'm hungry. Let me just have a little snack. And they just like pick them up and they just like put them in their mouths. And sometimes they don't like swallow right away and they don't normally chew you up or anything. They're just like, oh, it's like a little jelly bean in my mouth. I'm just going to roll you around on my tongue.
You're being very you're being very inclusive for a thing that's literally impossible.
I mean, that's what it is.
So it's just essentially Vore
Yes.
is just you watching Attack on Titan rock hard.
Probably.
Your favorite story as a child was Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Attack on Titan,
Jack
I mean,
and the
there's more
Flipper Beanstalk.
fear.
Have you seen that cartoon? I saw that on Real Sex on HBO one time.
Really?
Yeah, Jack goes up the Beanstalk and he finds the giant's wife and she's like, "Hey, you're the perfect fit," and puts him.
Wow.
And then the giant comes home and sees her all like, blushing out, and he's just like, "Oh, right on." And so he comes in and starts railing his wife while Jack is still in there, and then the he's just in there going, "Ah!" as he's being like pushed back and forward.
Guys, hey, excuse me, guys. I think you know what? I had this meeting I had to get to. If I could just, oh my God, can you just like that?
Don't break into someone's home.
Yeah.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it with the Make My Day laws and just the giants out there. It's a real danger. Anyway, so I vote her. I think she's the best. Also,
Man.
fun fact, the person that plays that particular vampire, the person that is like in the suit, just looks like he was the cutest little guy.
Oh, it was a dude.
Just like a little
That's
teeny
awesome.
tiny little dude who's just like, "Hey guys, I'm just here, being a lady."
Make me a hag vampire. This is how he flies away. So,
Yeah.
Jordan,
Yeah.
what was your favorite vampire?
Oh God.
It's hard not to say Vore now, isn't it?
Yep. What's your favorite vampire?
Yeah.
Probably Selma Hayek.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, come
Just
on.
because.
It's
I
Selma
know.
Hayek.
Damn. Yeah.
I remember, so the first time I watched this movie was a very funny experience because it was like, it was at night. It was me, my friend Ashton, and then his cousin, Tony Lynn, a girl. And when that scene happened, I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable. She's almost naked dancing with a snake. I got weird feelings.
You got weird feelings? What about when the actual boobies happened, though? How old were you? You said you were 14?
There was loads of tits.
Yeah.
It was just the hottest scene a 13-year-old boy could ever see.
Yes.
And then that.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was a whole lot happening,
Right.
in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Then what? I don't know. Were you just like, I gotta go get a snack, guys. I gotta go.
Well, he was my friend Ashton was asleep, so it was just really weird.
Oh, to be a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh, well. What an experience, though. Happy for you that you got to have that experience.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good watching it again.
I don't know. Why? Why do you only guess?
Well, because it sounds like he blue balls himself. Either that or he jerked it while his friend was asleep.
No. Okay. No.
No, that's not what happened.
It's okay. We don't have to talk about what happened. That's not what we're here for.
I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about what ended up happening. I'll tell you guys later.
Okay. Got it.
I'll tell you later.
Whoo, boy.
So.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What a saucy flick.
It's a saucy flick.
I said I was going to just briefly. Yeah. So there's cool special effects.
Is no one going to ask me?
No.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
No. Continue. What were you saying?
Sorry. Who was your favorite vampire?
Danny Trejo. We already know.
He's my second favorite.
Oh, sorry.
My favorite was the crazy
Chet Pussy
dog rat thing.
Oh. That comes out of Sex Machine?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was an interesting vampire take.
Yeah, it was from Dusk Till Dawn does where American Werewolf in London for a second.
Yeah.
Does Wesley and the princess are trapped in the
Rouses?
Yeah.
Rodents of unusual size?
Yes. Where was that though? The Pits of Doom or something?
It was like the Forest of Misery or something.
The Forest of Misery. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of these things
From
are.
Princess Bride.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they
Gotcha.
reminded me of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Word.
Rouses.
Okay.
So fun. That's what. Oh, speaking of, wait. When is this coming out? Okay. So, anyway, I'm not sure. I know we just talked about time stamping and stuff. I don't know if this will be when
2 weeks.
we are married, before we are married, after we're married, whatever. Jordan is and or has officiated our wedding. And if you decide that you want to do the marriage, I mean, that's fine.
Oh,
You
or
know.
we could just reenact the marriage scene from Spaceballs. Where Prince Valium keeps falling asleep.
I have only seen that movie partially
Oh.
when I was a child.
My God. We have so many movies to watch.
I know.
Okay. So your favorite is Sex Machine as the rat guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
His second vampire form. 'Cause
Got
for
it.
whatever reason, Sex Machine is an uber vamp.
It's the second coming of Sex Machine.
God. That's... I can't even... That was so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so special effects. Yeah, there are some. They're cool. Everybody has the ability to look at the internet. I'm not trying to be snarky when I say that. That sounds snarky. I'm so sorry. But the fact of the matter is, like, at this point in time, this is 1996, and there are cool things that are happening with special effects, but primarily, like, I would say, yes, Deadites, but also more so Chucky, like what we talked about with Chucky, because they did do a lot of, like,
Animatronic stuff.
there's a lot of animatronic stuff that relies on the use of pulleys and levers and bicycle levers and blah blah blah, and
Like under the floor?
yeah, or off to the side, like off camera. So there's quite a bit of that as well.
Yeah.
Along with prosthetics and giant prosthetic suits that are made of different kinds of materials. I'm sure there's like latex and
There's like puppeteering as well, right?
yeah, yep. And then there's like the methyl blah 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 foam that like expands, and I'm sure there's probably some of that. I didn't really like look too deeply into it because the movie's just fun.
Yeah.
And you guys all know more about that stuff than we need to tell you at this point, because we've talked a lot about it.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
Didn't the titty twister actually catch on fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
So something that is
the-
kind of fun is they did build a facade for the titty twister out in the desert in California, and they weren't even sure whether or not they were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And they were trying to set it up.
Trying to set it up before they got their permit.
Right. So when they did do the big like pyrotechnic event, the big explosions, it worked so well that they accidentally caught everything on fire.
It was Barstow,
California. So caught everything on fire. They had to put that all out. That delayed shooting. And then there was a giant sandstorm right after that. And then there was a giant rainstorm, or it rained for quite a bit. So the end of shooting was delayed by several almost naturally occurring events.
Right.
So that's kind of fun. Kinda
Earth, wind,
fun.
Acts of God.
Acts of God. Earth, air, wind, fire, water.
Yeah. Avatar tried to come in. Aang just tried to make this movie not work.
Yeah.
Aang was like, too many boobies. Oh man. But I have to say, like, that the matte painting that they use at the very end.
So good.
Oh Jesus! I want that on my wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should find a poster of it. I took a picture of it, like, because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that this is so dope.
Yeah, that closing scene. Is that the closing scene, or is there more? That's basically the closing scene, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's the last shot.
The last shot where it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, this is like a big temple. No big deal. It's just so fun.
I'm a bastard. I'm not a fucking bastard. Here's a ton of money. Get your way back to America. I thought it was really funny how Seth just left Catherine.
Yeah, I'm a bastard, but not a fucking bastard. Also, though, I am going to abandon you. So,
well, he's going to El Rey. It's rough,
Good luck.
and tumble.
Yeah. Well,
but also, I think she can handle herself. She's just like fought off hordes of vampires.
and she's really good at lying.
Yeah, and she's not like, he's like, go back home. Like, where's home?
Yeah, my mom's dead. My dad's dead. My brother's
I had to
dead.
shoot my brother in the fucking face because he was getting eaten by 4 vampires at once. So, and I hope that the IRS doesn't ask where all this fucking money came from. That's just looking into it.
Nah, that's cash. Don't worry about it.
I feel like you stay in Mexico. I would have stayed in Mexico.
I don't know. As a lady,
It's different. I understand. I'm saying that I would.
Yeah.
If George Clooney gave me like a ton of money, it was just like after George Clooney and I fought a bunch of vampires.
Right.
I'm not going back to America. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I stay here now. I think this is my home now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build I'm gonna just live in that giant Mayan temple because all the vampires are gone. So, you know.
Apparently not, since there's several sequels.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Those are fake. Those are bad.
That's true.
They're all bad. They're bad, so they don't exist.
Okay. Got it.
And there's more than one temple. You know what I mean?
In the world?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And in Mexico.
You're not
for sure.
wrong. Yeah, that's true. That is true. You're not wrong, and that is true. Both of those statements. What fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was goopy. There were boobies.
Mm-hmm.
There were creepy dudes. It's just like real life, guys.
Young Danny Trejo is still looking 80. Just in the face, though.
Right.
But it's because he's a tough guy.
Tough.
A legitimate tough guy.
A legitimately tough mother flipper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mother flipper. Well, next week is a midweek creep.
Midweek
So, the week after that, Camille, it's your pick. Have you picked a movie?
I have, actually.
What?
You like this? Can you hear this?
Can I say the name of the movie 3 times? Or is that not allowed?
You know what?
What?
Fucking do it.
All right.
Do it.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice?
Uh-huh.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, we've never done this movie. I'm
Nope.
sure we've always been like, we're not going to, I mean, like, we love Beetlejuice, but like, at this point, who cares? Also, Jordan's never seen Beetlejuice.
I've never seen it. I just keep seeing all the TikToks about it. Is it a musical?
There is a musical, actually. Yeah,
the movie is not a musical.
The movie's not a musical,
Is
but
that song from the TikToks in the movie?
no, it is not.
No.
That is from the musical based on the movie.
There is a music part in the movie. There's 2, but it's not like a musical. But it's the like dinner scene, and it is choice. It's so
Cuckoo
good.
Bananas.
It's so fun.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I mean, it's a classic, I feel like. And if you like movies, or you like horror movies, or you like Halloween, or you like spooky stuff, or any of those things.
Or Michael Keaton.
Or Michael Keaton.
If you just like Michael Keaton.
Or Stranger Things. Or
Winona Ryder.
Ryder.
My first ever crush because of this movie.
Or Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
And Moira.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the thing. This movie has like a lot of far-reaching tentacles, if you will, that just kind of like... Sorry. I didn't mean to make that face while I said that word, but it happened. Here we are. Okay. Brought it back. All right. That is the counter. That is the counter to tentacle talk is Vore.
Oh, God.
I'm sure there's an overlap in that Venn diagram.
I think so.
Yeah.
There has to be.
I would say yes. Yes.
Definitely is. But there's a lot of far-reaching elements of that film in a popular culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it like a normal person. There we go. Okay.
Gotta see it normal. This film's great. It's
so good.
Movie.
It's good. It's fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Very excited to watch it. Also, it's just a good one for if you just need something to be happy about.
Yeah.
Just some guffaws and just like a bunch of like, oh my God.
It's a great Tim Burton movie. And when Tim Burton makes a good movie, it's like really good.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of shitters, but like when he makes a good one, it's like, oh, this is good forever. It's timeless. It's a timeless one.
Yes.
But
I would agree.
I'm really excited to watch it.
Yay! Exciting.
But that's it on From Dusk Till Dawn. It is now dawn. So the episode is over.
The end.
But yeah, the kittens are sleepy and so are we. If you've enjoyed the episode, go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. Apparently now you can review on Spotify. So if you listen on Spotify,
really?
Yeah, figure that out.
Figure it out on your own.
Because I clicked on it and it was like, yo, dude, you can't rate your own show. And I was like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just seeing what's up. But yeah, so go leave us a 5-star review and leave us a follow and everything on Spotify, and I guess rate on that. Rate, review. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to this bitch.
Yeah.
Be our subs. Like the video. Leave a comment down below.
You just love saying that.
You've talked about tentacles. You talked about Vore. I talk about Void. So now I call you the subs. Getting it from all angles.
Okay, moving on. All right. Also follow us on Instagram. Black Hat Horror Pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You could my brain just like said cannot compute.
Perfect outro.
Oh my God. You can email us at blackhorrorpodcast@gmail.com.
I think you got this switched around.
I did.
Black Hat Horror Podcast on Instagram. Email us at blackhathorrorpod@gmail.com.
What he said, and I should never do the outro because you always just fix it for me. Thank you.
That's okay.
I appreciate it.
It's totally fine.
Thanks. Teamwork.
You can also message us on anchor.fm at Black Hat Horror. That's on there too if you want to come check that out. We do the cool little like questions and polls and stuff that you can do on there.
I do them from time to time. No one's ever answered, so that's on y'all.
Wow.
So I'll keep putting them up there.
Why?
And one of these days, well, so in their defense, a lot of people listen to the show on iTunes, and it doesn't really carry over. But if you listen to it on Spotify,
well, we were kind of mean just then.
Well, I
still
apologize. Come over to the anchor.fm. Click on the polls. I don't know about you guys, but anytime I'm on Twitter, somebody's got a poll, whether I know anything about it or not. It might even say, if you're female, do this. If you're man, don't do it. I have a habit. I just click the buttons.
Don't tell me what I am.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't. It's a poll. You wanted stuff. You put it out there. it's an easy.
Here's
button
an
to
opinion.
press.
Yeah.
Right.
Polls are for everybody.
Yeah, and it's always random. I never really take it to heart anyway. So good luck with those results.
Yeah.
But yeah, come check that out. That's always fun.
Never
we do polls
fly.
on Instagram from time to time, like
We
on the
do.
stories and
Click
stuff.
on those too. Those
Yeah.
are fun.
Those are super
little
fun.
draggy ones where it's like rate this between this.
Yeah.
I love it when I'm exactly with everybody else's average.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like I'm a part of something.
Like you're a normal person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, never fly with Jordan because apparently he's just gonna hit all the buttons if your pilot dies. He's just gonna say, "We're going down anyway, bitches." Beep boop beep boop
Yep,
beep boop.
exactly. Yeah, I actually I will just take the pilot out myself.
Great.
We'll just test that theory.
You're now on a list. You're on a do not fly list. Oh, whoops.
But there's another thing that's also on Anchor.fm.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast that I do,
Woo!
the F&V sequence. That's about video game movies. So like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat and Tekken and Street Fighter. Wow, there's a lot of fighting game movies. Why are there so many fighting game movies?
It's easy to make action movies.
Resident Evil.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that one already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But come check that out. We do that every other week.
Are you guys doing Dead Space because there's the animated, or is it strictly live action?
Right now, strictly live action. We might talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
My rules change daily.
Yeah.
Because that's the
feel
kind
that.
of overlord you are.
Yeah.
I just I can't control nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm especially interested whenever the Dead Space remake comes out.
The video game?
Yes.
Oh. They're what? Are they fully redoing it?
Yeah, it's a full on remake with current gen graphics.
Mm.
And then the original team that did the first Dead Space has a new game coming out it's basically a spiritual successor. Forgot what it's called.
Is that the one? It was like one of the first trailers for PS5.
Yeah, it was.
Where like somebody gets a tentacle in their mouth.
I think so. Yes.
Nice.
What?
I'll show you the video later.
God.
All right.
And we'll show you that Vore.
Yeah.
Woo! What a night.
Thanks for checking out the episode. Whichever way you consume the show, thank you very much. We will talk to you guys next week.